He didn't make any mistakes. In the purple, we have Nom Nom Raisins playing as the Spanish. And then we have Eli, who's the highest rated player here, playing as the Japs in the orange. This map is called SnakePit. There's water to the north, and then you can see the land kind of weaves like a snake. And I think the players on the edge of this snake pit will have an advantage because they can't be sandwiched in. Teal, for example, could be attacked by green and could be attacked by gray at the same time. So since you cannot rebuild town centers, we're going to see a lot of aggression. We're not going to see a lot of booming up. You can only be on one TC. I also feel like it's always important to maybe add a dock, and if you're closer to the water, this does give you an advantage as well. So it's not the most even map we've ever done, but it's an interesting one. He closed HD trying to close the stream. Oh, really? Oh, that's a bummer, dude. Who was that, by the way, in the chat? I'm not sure who it was because the Steam names are often different from the Twitch names, but to whoever you are, that's really disappointing. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. A lot of people try and get into play, and the fact that you dropped is a bummer. Mildly mannered. A scoreboard's not helpful when we have different players every single time, my friends. This is a free-for-all. They cannot add each other as allies or enemy, so they're all enemy. And someone was saying that no one has a chance against Eli. We'll have to see. Certainly, purple is going to be up against it here. Now I might change this in the future because we're just getting a lot of the same people in every time when we do first come first serve. But anyway, we do first come first serve on HD games. I just shout out the password. And Eli has played a couple weeks in a row now when I did that. And he's a pretty strong player in comparison to most. I think his rating is around 1900 HD and the others are 1600. Assuming those ratings are accurate, that's a pretty big advantage for him. There should be water at the bottom of the map too. I thought so as well, Stocky Healer. But at the same time, I kind of like that there's only water in one spot. Everyone does know it's there, for what it's worth. I saw this in pro team games once, and let's say green and teal and gray were on the same team. Andy Rock said he would face a lot of pressure here. So you'd see some pretty interesting strategies. Like he would go land, maybe teal would help out, and then gray would go water. I don't know. I like this setup just for the strategy aspect in team games. Any chance of noob beginner games? Well, Random Herd Fan, it's first come, first serve for this, and most of these players would qualify as noob, I guess. Even Eli would qualify as noob if he was playing in with some of the other players we have on Voobly. So I found it's best. It can be difficult with sudden death because you can normally see the difference. You can see the skill gap pretty easily, but I find it's too difficult to add people by rating. It takes way too much time, and normally especially with diplomacy, even if you're a lower rated player, it can normally play a part. So my personal recommendation, and it's easy for me because I'm the guy who talks in front of 1,000 people every single day for his job, but my personal recommendation is to don't stress too much about the fact that a lot of people are watching. Nobody is going to judge you. No one's going to say, oh, 3 months ago you lost in a sudden death game to Eli or Nom Nom Raisins, you know. Normally it's not going to be remembered. Just play if you want to play, have fun, and hope for the best, right? Why do you not roll for the password on HD? It just takes too much time. Like at this stage, I've already spent 6 hours doing this, and I think it's important to keep the games rolling. Can you dock the shallows? I think you can here, Shulker. I used to whisper passwords, but then people didn't know what whisper was on Twitch, and there's just too many issues. So, appreciate you guys giving input though on the settings. I would like to make HD a better place to play. Like Dave should be co-casting now, but I had to literally say, sorry Dave, I can't have you take up a slot on HD. And unfortunately yellow dropped, though that was just, I guess, his own mistake. But I do my best. I'd like to think we've done pretty well. Wrath, you judge Malekith, man. You judge your friend. Nah, I don't think you really catch a lot of flack unless the YouTube videos is really popular. Like, for example, Crazy Walla. I don't know if he's still here, but in the Legend of Blue Coffee, he caught with the whole Ben Flip situation, he caught a lot of attention with that. Nobody remembers when I didn't win King of the Hill. Yeah, exactly. So, people are advancing throughout the edges at different rates. Nom Nom Raisins is going for a fast castle. I like the dock, though it'd probably be wise to rebuild another one, just so the fishing ships aren't traveling such a long distance. That's going to help out his food eco. I do think he can run into problems versus Eli, though. Eli has stonewalled this, and all players could wall in the feudal age. And he's already on his way to Castle Age. So pretty strong time from him. He's on stone already, but that's probably just to make up for the fact that he's stonewalled. Will he be aggressive? I imagine he'll be aggressive, because you don't have the option to add town centers and add eco. I just think the random drawings are a fair way of doing it. Yeah, I think we're running into the issue now where we're having the same individuals join. And so it's kind of becoming obvious. I don't know if these people don't have as much of a delay on Twitch or what, but like, people subscribe to this stream to support, but they also might subscribe for the extra entries. And the first come first serve is kind of a way to like get free games without supporting the stream. So I will maybe talk to my mods about it. We judge Malekith. Yeah, well, you guys are friends, so that makes sense. So anyway, I put a lot of thought into it, guys. I mean, a year ago, community games were just a disaster for me. I flat out hated them. I still have days where I'm stressed. Like right now, even talking about this is making me stressed. But I put a lot of effort into finding something that works for me and works for you guys. And I just found that if we make it simple with HD, it makes it a lot better for me in the stream. So, here are the stone walls for Nom Nom Raisin. He has an archery range. He has a market. And I think he'll have the resources then to click up to castle. Oh, sorry, that's Spanish Inquisition. He's getting there himself. Yep. I think he just needs the market, and then he can click up the castle, which is great. Lots of food. You have castle now for Andy Rocksteady. Andy doing the smart thing and walling up. I think all players should do this. Now, what do you attack with? So let's go through the civs. You have Spanish. They could go for conquistadors. I think a castle's good in defense for Spanish Inquisition, but also he could then make conquistadors out of that castle, and then trebs and imp. So castles are always good, and especially for Spanish. You have Italians, or sorry, this is Incas, my bad. Incas, they might not benefit too much from the castle offensively, and so Imperial, where he can make trebs. But I think defensively it's still smart, because you never know what someone has up their sleeve. We have Italians here, so Andy, well, it really depends on his matchup, because the Genoese crossbow are really good versus conquistadors or versus any knights that could come in. But against other archer civs, it wouldn't be the best. We have... Oh, Leonard, he's docked this. I'd love to see some demos. Can we get some demos in the chat? I'd love to see demos, but he's going with galleys instead, which is still fine. I like the idea here to protect this where he can. And he's Malian, so Malians do a lot very well. Gebettos, Cavalier, heavy camels. Wasn't Spanish Inquisition in a game already today? I don't think he was, no. I don't think he has Voobly set up. He was around the stream today, though. And Nom Nom Raisins again is Spanish, so he could go for conks. And then Eli is Japanese. Now, in previous games, I'd seen Eli go for longswords. He went Persian longswords. Now, this looks like a fast imp for him, and probably most of the others, but he has not gone for any infantry units, so maybe he'll go for Japanese trebs. Darth, so Malians get full upgrades on their camels and their cavalier, and they get Farimba, which will give them +7 attack. So they don't get paladin, but they get heavy camel, cavalier, and they get an insane amount of attack. So with Farimba, it makes them very strong. But compare that to Chinese or Turks or other civs that get heavy camel and cavalier and get full upgrades. This is a bit stronger because they get the Farimba upgrade. Architect, I see you there, man. My bad. Architect, I can try and get you into the next game if you're around. How's that? Now, Architect's death makes this interesting for some players. It definitely makes it easier for red, and it makes it easier for purple, because they don't have that threat here. Hard to see if they've scouted that. I don't think they even know, but that'll help them out a lot here. Pemin, thank you for the prime, man. What's up, guys? I think I'm seeing Akshat, welcome. Thromax, welcome. I appreciate you trying to close the stream, Architect. It's just a bummer, man. Did you do Alt F4 or something? I'm not sure. Which civilization would you like to see played more? That's a hard one to answer. I think in 1v1s, I'm always going to be a fan of Huns, but that's played a decent amount, so that's a hard one for me to answer. Normally, it's the unique civilizations that don't get seen too often, like Saracens, but Saracens is great in community games. I would like to see Saracens a bit more viable. I'd like to see Koreans have more going for them in feudal and castle than besides towers. All right, so Andy's going for it. He has the Rams. Now, Cux Louise, he's an imp. He's building a siege workshop and a second castle here. Again, he is Incas. Incas, well, they'll counter these crossbows pretty hard with Eagle Warriors, but he doesn't have any Eagle Warriors created just yet. You could designate a mod to draw who is to play before the current game is done and give password to these players. Nah, I tried that a year ago, man. You have to have as little variables as possible. So if you have to bring someone else into the equation with the mod, then you have to count on the players receiving messages, then you have to count on the players being there when the game ends, because you never know when these games will end. There's just too many variables, too many things that can go wrong. Again, I think it's great that you guys are invested in giving me input, but trust me, I've had so many conversations with this behind the scenes, trying to think of ways, and the only thing we could really switch up is just doing me whispering the password to people and doing the drawing for HD. I think on Voobly it's as good as it gets, and it's also going very well, and HD it's pretty good as well. I think I will make a change to... Look at that! Oons, oons, oons! Those crossbows! I think I will make a change to how we do HD games, because I feel like people who are probably closer to me don't have as much of a delay on the stream. Because I do know Twitch can give you a second or two delay. But we won't make that change tonight. There's just a lot going on with these community games. It's kind of tough for me, because I have to... I'm not just a caster, guys. Like, I'm a host, I have to set it up, I'm an admin, and I have to do that all at once, and there's very few moments where I'm not talking while I'm doing things behind the scenes. So that is a very hard balance for me. So, believe me, if it was just setting up the game, that'd be no issue. But I don't want to leave the computer for a while, because I want to talk to people like Stocky Healer and Var and Lotchter. So it's just a lot. Like Snippy, who obviously you guys know, for a while he streamed. I think it was a week or two he would stream. This was a while back, but he said, T90, after I started streaming, I realized just how difficult it is, and I only had a few viewers. Yeah, I think, I'd like to think that I've done a decent job. So, this is 110% a troll from Eli. He has militia, and... The reason I think it's a troll, Japanese infantry is great, but he's not going for man-at-arms, and he's an imp. And he obviously is a quality player. So he's going to try and kill the TC with just militia. And now, Nom Nom Raisins has to repair this, and Nom Nom should be fine here. And that's not really good for Nom Nom. If this threatens you in any way, that's not a good situation. He has full defense upgrades. He has full attack upgrades. But yeah, he's not going to get the TC. Huge waste of resources for him there. Now, let's not forget about Teal on this side. He's going for Kamiyuks. And he has to decide, do I defend against Spanish Inquisition? Or do I defend against green? Are these Kameyuks fully upgraded? They're not just yet. Well, he doesn't have elite, but he's close to getting the resources for elite. Now, Nom Nom, if you watch this wreck, man, going archers to Spanish is the worst thing you can possibly do, my friends. Spanish, they don't get crossbow. I guess Cav... I shouldn't say that. Cav archers with Spanish aren't bad, but I feel like they have so many other strong options. That's not their strong suit. Spanish. And I think Eli could do this, in all honesty. He could run by the castle. Spanish Cav archers aren't the best. If he can spam enough of them, I feel like he can actually do it. Okay. Andy Rocksteady trying to come in. Now he's finding the Kameyuks, so he finally made it through the walls. Kameyuks are an interesting unit. They have pretty good pierce armor. Also, they have a bit of range, and they have 80 HP when elite, so they will do well here, especially in these numbers. Yeah, I remember the guy who made 40 feudal archers in a community game a year ago, and then he realized Spanish don't get crossbow. Oh, that was a sad day. The green saying teal has a ton of Kameyuks. This is true. Let's not forget about the Gebettos from red. These Gebettos could... Oh, you know what? They could range Andy's TC. Andy's already having problems. And here the militia for Eli. This has been walled up. Another castle now. See, if Nom Nom went with conquistadors, this would be great. I think we're going to get to the point where Eli's going to need to add something else, and he's going to have to stop trolling. But we'll see how far he takes it, how many resources he wants to waste here. Alright, well, I think Elite Gebettos could do so much here. Now, the other aspect of this map is if you get Onager, it's played on Explored, so you could see that you could cut through the trees to the TCs of the opponents. These aren't really pointy boys, are they? They're more like clubby boys or something. just make some conks next time, Nom Nom, and you're gonna be sitting pretty, my friends. Oh no, the quick walls failed for Andy. Andy says, "Oh no, GG." Oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Somehow the Kameyuks got through. Andy picked on the wrong guy, and the first person to be killed is Andy. I thought he did pretty well. But Teal and Eli, they seem to be the strongest players in the game. Now, I keep forgetting about Red because he's not fighting anyone. So it's hard for me. It's very hard on HD when the ratings aren't accurate to know the skill levels of the players. And then it's hard for me to judge as is when the game is playing out like it is. Because Red hasn't attacked anybody just yet. So his score is a bit lower than it would be if he was fighting like Teal is. I think he was 1600, right? Was he not 1600 in the game room? It seems like he's playing a bit better than the other 1600s. Now, Spanish Inquisition, he has conquistadors and he has knights. That could be paladin. He has 2 castles forward. And he's going to be pushing towards Teal. I think we're going to see a big 1v1 here. So now Red doesn't have to deal with green. He could go to Teal, or he could go over to purple, but not make Nom Nom Raisin's life any easier. That's for sure. Where? Oh! You know, at first, I was kind of like, Eli's being a bit of a dick. Because he's obviously better, and he's going with militia. If he's able to cut through with militia and kill the TC, then I hats off to him. Because he has committed to this. So I at least respect that he sacrificed 50 militia and he's still committing to this troll. But it does bother me a little bit that like, Nom Nom trying his darndest here. So Eli doing exactly what I said. Gonna cut through the wood. I don't think Nom Nom is expecting this. Let's see. Okay, Nom Nom sees it. Uh-oh. You better hit the Onager. If he hits the Onager, the militia are stranded. Let's go! Hit it! Hit it! Hit it! Please get it. Oh no, he's gone for the militia. He just cut more trees. This is open. Oh boy. Okay, now the onager goes down, but the militia can run through. Unfortunately, the sneak attack not going to work for Eli. Now, the reason this is kind of doable is because the militia have the extra attack speed. It's Japanese. It's a big, very big kinda. And no! Nom Nom Raisins is in so much trouble. Red decides to go this way because he sees the strength of Teal and what Teal has done to Green. And these Gebettos, they have 15 attack, and there's a huge amount of them. They could easily one-shot the gate. Well, not one-shot, I'm sorry. They'd kill the gate. I'm just trying to get the point across to you that this is very strong army for Red. Spanish Inquisition says 11 because he's lost everything to the Kameyuks. Kameyuks are actually... They hard counter pretty much everything Spanish can do. The only thing Kameyuks don't deal with too well is the hand cannons, but even then, like, they destroy conquistadors and they destroy paladins as well. And let's see if these Gebettos can get this TC. Now, you see what's happening here. This path was cut, and Nom Nom was thinking about going for it with the Trebs to kill Orange's TC. I don't know. I don't think Nom Nom can hold this. He can't cut through here either. I don't think he has the time for it. I'm really on Team Nom Nom right now. That's true. Spanish villagers might work a little bit. Spanish Inquisition. Wow, that was pretty fast. He lost his TC to the Kameyuks. Well played, honestly. I think he did pretty well. Considering he's up against... Yeah, considering he was up against someone so strong. And, okay, I thought the game was going to freeze there for a moment. And Red gets the kill. So we have Eli, Red, and Teal left. And they're all relatively close to each other. And the crazy thing about this is, the others don't know about the troll strat from Eli. So Eli could completely blindside them with this strategy. Spanish Inquisition, unfortunately, while Conquistadors and Cavalier are great, Kameyuks are amazing against both of them. So it was always going to be tough for you, I think, because Teal was a stronger player. But this unit in particular destroys Spanish. So, you know what? They genuinely don't have a clue that Eli's doing this. So, I think Eli could surprise Red. Now, I don't know about getting to Teal. I think Teal would realize by the time he cut through there. But Eli could kill a TC. I want to go to Red's Fog of War. Yeah, he hasn't seen any militia. This is pretty interesting. Okay. Let's see. Now, the other aspect of this is Eli doesn't know where the others are located. He can guess, but I don't think he will know for sure. Now, if he runs this way, the players left are so strong, he'll lose his militia. I'm certain of that much. But if he cuts through here, which I think he's going to do, that would just be perfect.
That was fun. Can't wait to see the VOD to see where I can improve. Great show today, T90.
Andy, thank you for 10 months, man. Honestly, with these settings, it's a bit cruel because I think it just comes down to how well you can boom. Like, Eli didn't do anything special until Imp. Same with the other two that are left. I think it just comes down to brushing up on build orders and brushing up on building up your economy. Now, Red's coming in this way. I didn't put a lot of emphasis on the economy as well when casting. Oh, the Gebetto is getting destroyed here. Red has got to be so confused. Holy shit! Look at this. Fire. No. Oh, look at the militia do work. Look at this. The Japanese militia. Red running right into the onager fire, and he's losing his Gebettos, his elite Gebettos, to Japanese militia. This is ridiculous. Eli has committed to the troll. It would have been very different had Red noticed that one onager was the real MVP here. 4+4 attack, 40 HP. It's just that the Gebettos don't have a lot of HP to them. But see, now they'll do fine because he has another full group. So Red knows about the troll. And I think we'll likely see... I kind of felt like Eli was going to cut through. He could do so here. It'd actually be perfect if he did it there. But instead he wants to run past all of the castles from purple and boost his stats, I guess. I'm proud of my score. Your score's doing pretty good, man. Like 1,000 score. Pretty solid. Again, you didn't make any mistakes, man. You even have a villager left. No military to defend yourself, Architect. And you still have a villager. That's some top level stuff, if you ask me. Look at these Kameyuks. This is crazy. Oh, is he going to transport them? That's another idea. And still, you have to travel a long distance, but hey, I like it. I like it. Avonadamo, thank you for the Prime sub, man. What's up? What's up? This is kind of silly. It's not the most serious game we've ever done, that's for sure. Purple's still using the trebs. Look at this. He just killed 2 trebs from Eli. So Nom Nom, if you're watching the stream, dude, you can at least relish the fact that you're killing many of militia as he runs past, and you're also killing his gold units. Let's look at Eli's resources. Well, he has the resources. I don't think resources will be an issue for any of the players left. I think it's just going to be down to strats. Red just going full Gebetto, no Onager upgrade. All the civs left do have Onager and they can cut. We are, instead of seeing a cut, we're seeing a transport for Teal. Lindy, I'm not sure if the last game will go to YouTube, but as always, it'll be in the VODs if you'd like to watch. If Eli never upgrades to champion, I have no doubt that Gebetto can get through eventually and kill him. But Eli, he's going to try and cut to victory. The problem is if he cuts where he's going to cut, then he's going to have to go through the castles. He doesn't know where the TCs are located. But if he were to cut here, which would be so easy for him to do, he could go right towards the town center. I'm kind of torn. I almost don't want the troll to work because this is pretty uncommon in community games, and I understand that, you know, there's a big difference in skill gap here with Eli involved and Cucks involved and Leonard involved. But at the same time, if he kills both of them, it would be pretty epic. Fully upgraded spears. The spear scouts. This is a first for me. I have to say, this is a first. Eli building forward production buildings so he can spam more militia. He has the pop space for it. I think he needs to cut through and just see what's over here. But I guess at the same time, if he goes through, he would spoil the surprise. Maybe if he uses his Treb to scout? I don't know. Just look. Yeah, you want to get wood there? Not today. Nom Nom Raisin still has his trebuchets. Get wrecked, Eli. What's up, Vichosos? Welcome. We still got more community games today. Okay, Red has got to be confused now. We saw what happened before. The Onagers do very well versus Gebettos. I like Gebettos, but I also feel like Cavalier would be in order here. Cavalier would also destroy the militia, and they would not die to the Onagers. Oh, well, oh my goodness, I completely missed this. Teal did transport. So he showed up here with the Kameyuks, and now Red is kind of 2v1s. I think the best approach is to cut. It'd be so easy to do damage if you cut through, and Eli's the only one who's really thought of that, and he's trolling, so... Yeah, sorry, Masons. I missed it. But he's gonna have to go through castles, and Gebettos should, with their range, kill the Kameyuks. Let's see. Red knows it's coming now. Red's also pushing in on this side. I just think the lack of HP for Gebettos makes it tough to use. Here you could go champions. I think Red's being a little bit stubborn with his unit comp. And also the micro. I think you just have to hit and run a little bit more there. Maybe run back to your castles. Credit to Teal for doing such a good job with Kamiyuks. I don't think it's talked about much at the expert level, but I still feel like Kamiyuks are a bit overpowered. Considering the other strengths of Incas, I think Kamiyuks might be a bit too strong. Oh, alright. Let me just try and figure out what is happening here. No, don't kill the Trebs, Red! Don't kill the Trebs! Those were giving Eli problems. Don't kill the Trebs. Eli's not even upgrading to Captaram. Like, come on, man. He just went to Imp for the upgrades on the militia. AFK with your sis with 100 bits. And he says, 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with terminal illness and was only given a year to live. Luckily, I was put in the medical treatment program that worked. It's been a long recovery, and your stream kept me sane. Don't know how, but it did. Thanks for the fun streams. AFK with your sis, I'm really glad to hear that things are going better for you. That's tough. You know, I had tons of medical issues myself until I was about 20, to be honest. Don't talk about it much. Like I said earlier in the stream, if you were here, I definitely understand that people watch this stream from all different situations in life, whether that be age or ethnicity or if they're in a happy place in life or a tough place in life. And I definitely understand that, man, and I'm really happy to hear that that my work has made life a bit easier for you. Glad to hear you're over the hump. Now, Eli, this is when you start thinking, see, he upgraded to Onager, which is an imp tech, so he kind of cheated, but this is when you start thinking, do I get the upgrade to crossbow? Well, has not upgraded to crossbow. He's upgraded his archers even with all imp upgrades, and he's going to protect his town center. All right. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Now, will Teal get Onager and cut through? He has Onager. I think he's going to transport again. Cyan is cutting near Eli's base. What? Oh! I'm sorry, chat. This would be so sick. I want Teal to do this. That is an epic cut. Did you see that? Well, many of you saw it and I didn't. Wow. Unbelievable. And now Eli, the guy who for the lulz did not upgrade his units, is going to have to respond to this. We've saw the strength of the Kamiyuks many, many times. Is Karma about to bite Eli in the ass? He's gonna need some epic Onager shots. And these are tanky Kamiyuks. Oh, he's so dead. He's so dead. He has no chance. I'm actually happy with this result. Like, I'm really happy with this result. This was karma here. Unbelievable from Cux Louise. That was sick, man. That was sick. He went... I was giving him a hard time because he wasn't cutting through to go to red, but who needs to cut towards red when you can go the long way around to Eli? Wow. And now it's a 1v1. And Tiny Pixie, welcome to the stream. Tiny Pixie, this is SnakePit, and we have 2 players left, and they're in the middle of the pit. We have Red as Malians, Leonard, and now we have Cux Louise, who has just had one of the best TC snipes and sudden death we've seen on this stream. I think Malians will kind of struggle versus Kamiyuks. But then again, guys, just remember, you just need to kill the TC. That's all you need to do. Not necessarily about the main fight if you're sneaky with it. Like, even here, if Red were to cut and send 6 trebs, even though he'd run into Castle Fire, I think he'd have the time to get enough volleys in to kill that TC. Kamiyuks are, like, anti-cav, but at the same time, they have really high pierce armor with couriers. So, seeing as they have high pierce armor, they're actually quite good against archers. It's like a beefy pikeman and eagle mix. It's pretty strong. Okay, Red is about to find out what Teal is made of. He has finally some light cav. I was calling for this a bit earlier versus Eli, but Eli's now dead. So, lacking an upgrade, but these can really pack a punch. He's going to have to go through the walls if he goes this way, but he needs to find that out. There's like 0 lag in this game. It doesn't seem too bad. I mean, it's definitely stuttery, and I've seen a couple things that just doesn't seem right to me, but overall, this is pretty solid. Now, we also did fast speed as well, so I'll have to ask the players. I know maybe Nom Nom Spanish Inquisition, you can tell me what the lag's like, but wow, look at the Farimba like have. It doesn't seem too bad indeed. Now, the problem with this is there's no surprise, and these Kameyuks will destroy these units. So while I'll agree with the Light Cav and Cavalier inclusion, you probably need to mix it with Gebettos again. It wasn't horrible? Okay. Good to hear. Now, Gebettos, while they are weak, they can snipe TCs so quickly with the 15 attack, and they're also fast. Now, Teal still has army over here, which is kind of a waste. And, oh, he's coming in. There will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 castles for red in the way. But Teal has transported again. He's even sending trebs, and he's just committing. I like it. The man goes for it. He doesn't waste any time. He's going towards the town center, and now red is running all the way back. This is actually buying himself more time in defense at home. See, if red loses this, I'll be so disappointed for him because he's played well, but all he really had to do was wall. And he thought the castles would be enough, but look how many Kameyuks have made it past. They don't die to castles all that fast. And I think he's dead now. With all the military units he has, the Gebettos are arriving soon. He's probably gonna die. And Cluxuiz calls to GG, and in my opinion, he is a worthy winner. He is definitely a worthy winner, because that was an epic cut versus Eli. He killed the top 2 players behind him quite easily, and he did it with some cool strats as well. It is disappointing for Red, though, because he had the military numbers, but he just didn't wall up. But I can respect Teal, because he could have easily said, there's enemy castles there. I don't want to commit units towards castles. I'll lose units, and there's no way of knowing what's waiting for me. Which would have been true, and I can respect that argument. But no, he just went all in on the engagement, and that's what you need to do in sudden death. Justuma, have a nice night, man. I'm glad you got to play today. It was a good game to watch, for sure. So here's the KD. Cluxuiz did a very good job this time. And here's the resource difference. Now, I feel like red, teal, and orange were on the same level when it comes to their macro skills, which is adding economy. I definitely feel like they were even there. I think it came down to strategy decisions and maybe civ matchups in the end. Kraz says, hey T90, recently started watching your videos on YouTube and was reminded of how much fun I had with this game when I was younger. I want to get back into it, but I don't know if I should stick to my original box copy of the Gold Edition or buy HD. What are people using these days? Okay, so I can put it pretty simply for you. First of all, awesome to have you back in the community. If you have the disc, if you have the Conqueror's expansion disc, you can play on Voobly for free, and that's what a lot of people use. The downside of that is you can't use the new expansions with that. You would have to purchase the HD edition. Now, if you purchase the HD edition, which is what I did, you can just use a free patch to play on Voobly too. So you can play on Voobly, which a lot of people use nowadays, which has more performance and features, or you could play on HD. You don't really have to choose if you go that route. So personally, I would recommend buying it on HD. If you feel like waiting, you could always wait for the sale. If you feel like it's a bit steep to get all the